Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will cover some basic Podman commands that will help us to pull the images from registries and then to run a process inside a container. So to start with, we will require a couple of packages, Podman and container tools. So make sure that you install these two packages and then only run the commands that I am going to discuss. So the very first thing is that we need to download an image, the image of whatever package or software that you require to be used. Now these images are available to be downloaded in registries. The image can be a public image or a private image. If it is a public image, you can directly use the Podman pull command that I'll show you how to use it. But if it is a private image, then you need to first log in into the registry and then only you can download the image. So let us suppose that it is a private image. So you need to use Podman login. Remember, if from the exam point of view, you will have to use this command to log in into a registry. So you will use Podman login and then whatever is the registry address. For practice, you can use registry.redhat.io, and then you need to use the username and password. In the exam, the username and password is mentioned, but for practice, you will use the username and password that you use to log in into developers.redhat.com. Okay, so the same username password we will use. So I have successfully logged into this registry. Now, if you need to search for an image, you don't know the exact address or the exact name, so you can search using the Podman search command. Let's suppose I search for httpd image. So the system will list all the images that are available. You can choose any one of these. Okay, so let us suppose that we will select this one here, docker.io amd64 httpd. Let us suppose I choose this. So the next command will be podman pull and then the path of the image that you are supposed to download. So docker.io /amd64/httpd. So the image is downloaded. Similarly, you can search and pull any image that you want. Now, to see or to look how many images are there in your system, you can use the command podman images. So this shows all the images that are there. So you can see there are 4 images, 3 out of them are related to HTTPD and 1 is the image for Ubuntu. And one important thing is this image ID. This is required. So, okay, so whenever an image ID is required to be used, you can use the podman images command and search what is the image ID for a particular image. Now, in case you want to delete an image, you can use podman RMI, remove image. And then let's suppose I want to delete the image that I have just downloaded, the last one. So here you can use the image ID 2cc07 and you can use tab to complete the image ID. The image is deleted. Let us check. So you can see the last image is not there. Now the next command is podman run, which helps us to run this image, okay, that we have just downloaded. That's the whole purpose. So we'll use podman run. There are certain options. I'll discuss a couple of them. -t, which means to in the detached mode. D means detached. So it runs the container in the background. --name, then you give a name. Let's suppose here I write w1 and then the image. So I'll use the first one 0208F1 498449. So the very first. Okay, so it says that this container name w1 is already there. So I'll just change the name to test image. So you can see that the container is created with the container ID as mentioned here, and this is the name we have given, test image. Now at times we are asked to map the ports, the port from the container to the local port on your system. So in that case, you can use the same command, but with the option -p. So here I'll change the name to test image 1. For port mapping, we will use -p and we'll map the port 8080 to the port 80 on the container. Again Podman PS, and you can see that the second container is also created, and here it shows that the ports are being mapped. So you'll map the port 80 on the container to the local port 8080 because we know that HTTPD runs by default on the port 80. Now to see that we are able to host a web page, what I'll do is I'll go to the graphic mode. That is one way that I can use. Otherwise, on this command line interface, you can use the curl command. So you can use curl localhost colon 8080, and you can see it hosts a page which says it works. Okay, so this is not a page on my machine, but this is coming from the container that we have downloaded, or the image that we have downloaded. So you can also check this on the graphical interface. You simply open the browser. On the address bar, you write localhost colon 8080 and you will see a web page which says it works. Okay, if you want to run the container in the interactive mode, then you can use the option -it. So what we will do is we'll use here -it, name of the image, and then bin bash. Okay, sorry, \bin bash, and now you can see I am inside the container, and you can see here the command prompt have changed. If I do ls, this is what I see, because this is the list of the files or directories inside the container. Okay, if I exit and now I run ls, so this is the content of my system, not the container. Okay, we were running these two processes. If you want to delete the container that you're running, you can use Podman PS and then give the container ID. Let's suppose we remove the second one. Sorry, not PS, RM. Cannot remove this container as it is running. Okay, so we need to stop this particular container first, and then I can remove. All right, Podman PS. You can see only one of the containers is running now. So here's a list of commands that we have discussed in this particular video. Now from the exam point of view, there are two different ways that the question can be asked related to containers. In the upcoming two videos related to the practice questions, I'll discuss each of those questions in a different video. So I would suggest that you go through those videos and understand both the ways in which the question can come and how you need to attempt that particular question. So there's little more to the containers part apart from just these basic commands. Okay, so that's it for this particular video. Do watch the other two upcoming videos.